Okay, we are not public, that's why. Good afternoon. Oh, is it good afternoon? No, good evening, everyone.
Evening.
Right. Yeah, evening, everyone. It's let's see. Well, we'll see now. We are live, but nobody seems to be on yet. So I'm going to just see. Am I going to share in group? Right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining with us. It's the Institutes of Chiropodist Podiatrists, but it's for all profession. And before I start, a little bit of disclaimer. I think it will be best if me or my guest say something or do something unexpectedly or give you information, right, which is not correct. Advance apology, because we are human beings. In the heat of the moment, things can happen. So advance apology, and if anybody want to criticize this, please criticize it with due respect, because we've got people listening, hopefully from all platform. I have my Asian colleagues as well. So let's show us how podiatry profession is. And interaction is good. It's two-way. We learn from each other. Nobody's expert in this world. We say we are, but the more you learn, the more you realize you know nothing, right? That is the fact. So today, as I said, I am streaming on two platforms. On YouTube, if you go to YouTube, if you type my name in, hey, Somus, right? Then you can actually follow. And otherwise, I have actually shared with other podiatry group. So as I said, it will be nice, interactive. And if anybody want to make a comments, please do so. And will try to answer it as much as we can, right? Podiatry it's a profession I dearly love. I'm passionate. It's a unique profession, right? We got multi-talent, and now with COVID, many of our colleagues now actually working in a extended scope capacity, and I'm going to ask few of them in future to come and talk about their experience with the NHS with COVID scenarios. So let's introduce before I lose my track, right? I have a special guest, and she's going to introduce herself. Welcome. If you're going to, if you'd like to introduce yourself with your name, your qualification, who you are, what you are, whatever. The world is yours. Good
Thank
evening,
you.
Caroline.
Good evening, Summers. How are you?
I'm still live and kicking.
That's good to hear. Good to hear. Yeah, so I'm a chiropodist. I qualified with the Institute of Chiropodists and Podiatrists in 1997, April. So I've just come into my 23rd year. I have a private practice in Hesel, East Yorkshire, and which I work full time at. And that's quite a good. Got a clinic with, well, we've got 5 treatment rooms now. We're just currently, well, it's on hold because of the COVID, unfortunately. We're currently expanded to potentially another 3 or 4 rooms. So that's me. Yep. I also, sorry, go on, Simon.
Yeah, then you're the most important. Why you
Most
here?
important, yeah.
You are a VIP. That's why you've been in my program. So what is, you hold a position with one of the most popular organizations.
Well, I've sort of, yeah, I guess I've kind of worked my way up there really, because about 3 years ago, I started to attend branch meetings.
Can you keep your camera stable, please? Because you're shaking.
Oh, sorry, it's just me. Sorry. I never sit still for very long. That's my problem.
No, it's the camera I want, not you.
Okay. So I'll try and keep it still. Okay. Yeah. Right. So, yeah, so I did work my way up a little bit. So 3 years ago, I started attending branch meetings, asked to be the secretary, and then from there onwards was a delegate at the AGMs, and then now I'm the North UK regional director.
Excellent. So So when what leads you? I want to understand what leads you to become the participant in hierarchy position of IOCP, which is mean Institutes of Chiroprators and Podiatrists. There are other professional body in the UK, by the way. So they all, on their own rights, represent their own members. We are one of the part of it. A podiatry profession has at least 4 well-known ones, and I think there's another one as well. So it's a small profession. We've got plenty of professional body, and they all represent their members as I know to best possibly they can. But if any other organization members want to come and ask questions, as I say, it's about podiatry too, what podiatry is. But obviously, as a Caroline, she is one of the hierarchies. I want maximum from her, what she's doing for the podiatry profession and her organization as well. So yes, what made you interest to come to the hierarchy or decision-making platform, I say it?
I suppose once you start getting involved in things, you want to learn more and more and interact more. And so going to the branch meetings and meeting all the other members that attended the branch meetings, that was a really good experience, because a lot of the time in our profession, it's quite lonely, especially if you're doing domiciliary or you're running your own clinics from home. You don't have that interaction apart from on social media platforms now. But actually meeting people face to face, doing your continual professional development, meeting people like yourself, Somers, and Martin Harvey, it was something that I hadn't even sort of considered really until I started going to the branch meetings. And then obviously got invited to the AGMs, and I just got a taste for it. I saw the board and thought, yeah, I'd really like to be part of that. I think I could add something to it, some new fresh ideas, and be part of it.
Before you came to the board, or you were thinking, what was your thought about, we get criticism from our members, what we're doing for them, what work we are doing. So I just wanted to know, with any organization, the hierarchies, right, they play a heavy role, and we are volunteers, aren't we? So can you explain me, like you said, Martin Harvey, myself, what was it that you thought about the colleagues you met prior, before, and then you realized, wow, something else happening? So just nutshell.
Well, truthfully, after not attending any meetings or interacting with anybody over 19 years, it was a little bit nerve-wracking to start with, I will be honest with you. And I did think the hierarchy was completely up here, completely out of scope of something, any interaction that I would ever have. Absolutely, yeah, completely out of my scope. And that they sit on this big, like you say, hierarchy, and they're not approachable, but completely the opposite.
Am I not approachable?
You certainly are approachable, but I didn't know that before I approached you.
Oh, okay, thank you.
But it's nice, it's nice to meet the faces that you see in the Podiatry Review, and the faces that you read about, and get to know everybody. And it's exceptionally friendly, welcoming, and I've been really sort of grateful that you gave me the opportunity, everybody, to be on board.
Okay, so that's your board experience. Now you are on the board. Now, you are finding the challenges of COVID. What is your organization doing with COVID-19? And then what are you doing personally with your practice? So if you could start off with COVID-19 and Institutes of Chiroprators and Podiatrists, what are they doing? What are you actually doing? You are now in the hierarchies. What are you seeing? What we're doing from point of view or point of your work? Are we doing anything, or we are just sitting down?
Well, we're certainly not sitting down doing nothing. No, absolutely not. I mean, one of the biggest things is actually keeping in contact with the members as well. That's a huge thing, making sure that nobody is left out. And we're doing the webinars, which we are running on a Wednesday and a Friday, and that's all ranging from things from skin cancer to verrucas and it's interactive, so members can actually join in, do chats, ask us questions. It's all live, so no rehearsing, so we can make mistakes as well, but we're all human, aren't we, at the end of the day?
Yes.
And So that's great. The webinars is great, and that counts as your continuing professional development. So you can be learning as well while you're not working. The updating out the website on a regular basis. Head office are there if anybody needs anything, any questions regarding PPE or just general, really. So there's a lot going on behind the closed doors that we wouldn't.
As IOCP, have they got something on? If you want to explain, they got something for PPE. Do you know?
I'm not aware at the moment. I think it's something that they're looking into, but I'm sure that if you had any concerns with anything, oh yes, okay, the visors. Are we not doing something about visors?
Yeah, we got it.
We've got it. That's it. Yes. Sorry, I'm slow on the uptake.
I've ordered mine, so mine is on the way. Right? No. It's a 10 visor for £10.
Right.
That's including shipping, I think. So that's not bad at all. So
yeah, you had me on that one. I was, yeah.
Well, there you go. Mr. Mia knows a lot of things, right? Right. But we are also trying other bits and pieces, but it's the logistic, because the girls are working from home, they're not in the office. It's quite problematic because there's a lot of things out of our reach, out of our hand. So
yeah.
Now, what is your role as you have a nice fancy title, regional director. How many branches are under your wings, and what is your role as a regional director?
Well, I suppose we're the go-to people, really. Anybody in the north of England that is a member of the Institute of Cooperatives would be put my way, whether regardless of anything that they wanted to know. So it takes a lot of some of the pressure off the head office.
Hi, Gaina.
Oh, hi.
With the PPE. Can I pronounce that? PPE. What does it stand for? Is it what personal
protective
PPE?
Equipment?
Yeah. Great price too. Yes, it's a great price, right? It's as a treasurer, I know how painful it is. Thank you, Gaina. Right.
Hi, Gaina.
Your role. We're still on your role.
So yeah, so we wanted to actually be able to have all the branches together to form one hub, so that you have that one person that you can go to in your area, rather than having all the different secretaries. They can go to one person, whether that's to ask them to arrange continued professional development, or if they've got a question to bring to the board. So yeah.
So your role as a regional director is you have a couple of branch under your wings.
Yeah.
Any problem branch has or any issue they want you to take it to the executive board.
That's right. Yes.
They liaise with you.
Yes.
So your role is to look after your branches and your branch members, your regional members, their concern, their worries. But do you liaise with them as much as do you have any contact with currently you have your own branch, don't you?
Yeah.
So what have you done for that, if you could explain?
Well, at the moment we've because obviously we can't attend any branch meetings, so I did set up a WhatsApp group. I put a full email out there and asked if anybody wanted to join on the WhatsApp group. So we regularly chat on WhatsApp, just keeping everybody. So like you said, during these times, it's nice to be able to, even if you have a random question, something that seems stupid, we can just ask each other. And because I'm keeping in touch with the board, anything like the webinars, I can put up on the WhatsApp group as well and keep everybody informed. Because not everybody uses social media.
No, this is where it's currently it's good, because that's the only way. Sometimes we are all locked in, right?
Yeah.
Not locked down, locked in, right? So therefore, it's much better on the social media, because that's where the message can be shared and learn from it. So somebody's okay, Lisa Jane. Okay, hi, thank you very much.
Well, that's right. Some of our branch members are
Gaina again. You work really hard for your branches, Caroline. There you go. You got fans. Your fans is dropping in. Where's my fan? Where's my fan? Right?
Sorry. But to be fair, some of our branch members are sort of an older age group bracket, and they do not want to be on social media, so they would have no other way of finding out about the webinars unless they regularly went on the website, and they don't always want to do that either. So I do reach out to them in email quite often. We do like to keep contact.
Right, we met at, yes, I did. By the way, thank you. I did a diabetic program, Peterborough, right? Peterborough Clinic. If you can, I forgot the name of the clinic. If somebody can give me the name of the clinic, please, because I am soon going to join that clinic as a consultant in that clinic.
Excellent.
Right. Thank you. So, what is your challenge as a director of the regional director? What the challenge you face currently?
As in my role there, obviously we've
okay, sorry, it's yeah, once again, fan clinic. I am coming. Right. What are you facing the challenges currently? Because, like you said, a lot of our senior member not computer savvy or techno savvy, but I beg them because they need it, because information nowadays is vital. If you miss out one little bit of information, that can be crucial, because every minute things are changing, right?
Yeah.
If I didn't liaise with you, Martin Harvey, because every day I wake up, I open my email for IOCP, contact the girls, contact Martin Harvey, contact yourself, or then I get other people who give me information, my accountants, solicitors. I get and I collect all this, and I also come to the social media, go into those groups. I look around like a spider, get all the information. And then I pass that on to our IOCP, and they that relay to our member, or we make something out of it. So how do you see on that aspect your role as a director?
I mean, I do, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I do check all the forums. I try and keep up to date with as much as I possibly can. And for those ones who don't want to interact, because it's not for everybody. I mean, they have my mobile number, they have my email address. And so I try and keep a regular contact with each and every one of them, keep them updated. A lot of what we've been discussing, especially on our website, our WhatsApp group at the moment, is PPE. So a lot of them doing domiciliary are really concerned about how they're going to do it, what equipment, you're going into somebody else's environment, you're not in control of that environment, you don't know who's been there, etc. So that's something that we're really discussing on the WhatsApp group at the moment.
Okay. And on the IOCP side, because you have now said you have touched on the webinar. So how did you get into that? Can you just slightly broaden, and why did you get into that? What was the reason? Is it because of the members or yourself or both?
Both, absolutely both. I got approached by Martin and asked if I would discuss. The first webinar we did was to discuss about how I brought foot health practitioners into my practice and why I brought foot health practitioners into my practice. So that was just asking what I could give. And we've all got a journey somewhere or another, and it's nice to actually be able to share our journey, and that's why I did it. Yeah.
So currently, I heard one of your program is so popular because I can't even get it. Mr. Mia, me, all right. I can't even get it right. Every time it's gone, you get nearly 80 or 90 people. I don't know what's the maximum.
Well, if you snooze, you lose, Surmas. That's the problem. If you know.
Today you did it as well.
We did
that program. Can you explain what's that program is so popular?
I don't know why everybody's so excited about verrucas, but we do get excited about verrucas. Yeah.
Okay. So why are they so excited about verrucas?
Oh gosh. Don't you get excited about verrucas?
Well, I do. I like verrucas because it's a challenge.
Absolutely. Right? Yeah, we all like a bit of a challenge.
And there is no one fit all. There is no like one type of treatment. No. Sometimes I just tell them the old bygone stuff. So there you go, right?
No, we did. So I think we had 125. So we had enough capacity on our Zoom to have 125. Then we had to repeat it today. So we were on there this morning, and repeated. It was again full. It was really good.
So now Because we are planning, Abid Ali is going to say he's going to do something on. Watch out, ladies and gentlemen, or the pods. Ultrasound coming,
Yeah.
ultrasound on live from our guy, Mr. Ali, Abid Ali, another consultant, podiatrist. So he's going to come one day live, and he's going to come onto the platform of webinar. So watch that space.
That'd be
So
good.
now we talked about about IOCP. We'll drag on to IOCP in a minute. Now, what effect did you did you have on COVID-19 your practice?
Well, it's been quite a big responsibility for myself, really, because there's myself and I have 13 other people working within my practice. So it was a case of I rang everybody up individually and we all discussed how we would work things through together. Obviously, the receptionists, I've got 2 part-time receptionists and a lady who deals with my accounts and every day sort of found things. So they obviously had to be furloughed when the opportunity came for that one. I rent rooms out as well as do the self-employed for health practitioners. So we all had to sit together and work out, what's going to work best for everybody. And now this next week, we're going to have a Zoom meeting and work out how we can start thinking about coming back into practice with shields up against the clinic chairs, shields against the reception desk. Thankfully, I'm a ground floor with 2 entrances, so we're going to cut half the building in half. So some people are going to use one side of the building to enter, some of the other sides, so there's no cross of clients in the corridors. So that's what we're doing at the moment, but it's just as and when. So we've got to start putting things in place for when we get the green light.
Yes, and furloughed. So I'll just explain with my experience. They only will pay for April month, by the way.
Yeah.
I first thought, because I had a battle with my, you know how I am. I had a battle with my accountant, right? I paid the money I want to go. No, you don't get it on for the March, because I thought they said they're going to count toward March. They didn't. They only paid for April, and they're going to pay for May.
May, right? Yeah. And
so,
then
and so that's it. And then now, can you explain me? Did you get any grant then? How did that system? So explain to those pods who's in there or who may have it. How was it? How difficult was it within your council? What was the process? What was they asking?
It was, so for me personally, it was very, very easy. They didn't contact me, which apparently they were supposed to. So I just went onto the government website, found my local council, found my the code from my business rates, put the code in, filled out the application form, which took me all of about 2 or 3 minutes. And within, I think it was six working days, they had to put the grant into the business account. And that was, so that was enough. That's been enough to be able to run the business for longer if we need to. And it helps us all out.
And I just got like text email from, it's called Bounce Back Loan. Do you know anything about that?
And I read something on a forum a little bit about it. It's not something
I've got full detail on that.
Have you got full? I don't think at the moment it's something I'm going to need, thankfully.
No, but if any of my colleagues around who's listening to our show want some bounce back loan, it's 2.5%, but after 1 year. You don't pay for first 12 months, right? So first 12 months, you don't pay for it. And it's 25% of your annual taking, right? And maximum 50,000. So say 25% of your, say if you do £10,000 a year, 25% of that, you're going to get the loan, right? So then this loan is repayable after 12 years, but with 2.5% interest. You can pay off anytime you want, or it will be 6 years, up to 6 years for you to repay them back. It's government backed. So, and I heard it's quite straightforward, but unless if any one of you who has the experience or has applied recently, if you would like to share with us, you to be grateful, because we are here to learn, share the knowledge, right? Help our colleagues, regardless of who and what they are. End of the day, we need to fight for our own profession. Profession come first. Organization is there to help other people, right? So is there any plan? Are you planning now? Because what I have heard, our Prime Minister will make some announcement on Sunday. So are you planning something? Are you likely to? How are you doing now your planning management?
I think you have to put things in place, definitely. So like you say, when we get the green light, we can go. We've sat down and worked out a diary. Obviously, we see clients every half an hour, a busy practice. Some weeks we can get 120 clients through the building with all the other people that work there. So we have to work out, obviously that's absolutely impossible to see that many clients now. So we're having to sit down, coincide our diaries, go down to whether we have to see one client an hour each or every 3/4 of an hour, just to make it work. So we have to work out our diaries, sync them all. It's going to take time, but it's a safest option.
Safer option. Okay, now let's come back to
absolutely
Institutes of Chiropodists and Podiatrists as a director of the institute and an executive, right? As you know, because of COVID, all our meeting has been cancelled.
Yeah.
Right. So hopefully, once the social distancing, everything we have to maintain, if that goes ahead, then our next meeting is September. Hopefully, we can meet.
Fingers crossed.
by then. What improvement can you make further? What you've seen, what we've done so far. What improvement, or what do you think is the next challenge for IOCP would be, or the profession itself?
What regarding COVID?
As a wearing your director hat, as a IOCP's purpose, yes, COVID or the profession, or what can you do for the IOCP, or what is your future plan for the IOCP?
I think we've
many
been very
questions in there.
many questions. Obviously, we're moving forward very, very positively with the College of Foot Health School, and bringing on the fact that we're actually being able to bring on foot health practitioners into the IOCP under that umbrella is absolutely great. It's moving forward in that respect. So that's obviously making the branches bigger, being able to be more interactive. With the COVID, I definitely think we need to keep in touch with our members, especially those who, like I say, are very, very worried about going back to work and how to go back to work. So I do feel it would be in our best interest as directors and obviously on the board to actually maybe set out some sort of mapping plan for them, give them a little bit of direction, because we are, it's all fear of the unknown at the moment, isn't it? But I think that would be a really good thing to put on our website or as a webinar to reach out to people.
What will be our next challenge as a profession and as an IOCP?
I would say definitely more interaction with other, I suppose, other bodies, other boards, other professionals in the healthcare sector. That would be good for all of us to come under what sort of institute or membership you're with.
So, like as I said, what would be the biggest challenge then?
What, expansion?
How?
Get more members?
How though? It's a crowded space. As a small profession, we got 5 professional body. So what would be our expansion? How would we expand ourselves?
Well, considering we like you said, there's not too many of us on the board, and we all do play a lot of roles. Maybe we could introduce a couple more roles there.
Okay, and how do you see the future of IOCP?
At the moment, I think it's obviously we are expanding. We are doing more courses. Some of the courses that they're putting on for this year, the continuing professional development courses with it is your which was the one that The surgical course, that was what yourself and Andrew Williams, and
surgical, injection,
yeah, the ultrasound, the
ultrasound, acupuncture. I can name one, name. I can go on.
And I do think we're going to make the webinars more of a regular thing now as well. So the people who can't, it's out of their scope to go say skin surgery or anything like that, there's still courses available for them. Or even if they don't have the capacity to be able to travel or the time to be able to do that, then we can do the webinars.
So basically, we're going to be more now use the technology, because with the COVID-19, we realize we need to learn more about the technology to maximize our profession, our colleagues, our education on a platform where it's reachable and accessible for everyone. Because branch, people hardly attend nowadays branch. It's not 15 years ago when I used to go to branch, we used to be buzzing. I don't know, branch are dying. Not only our organization, even I have colleagues who are in a different profession. They are saying exactly the same thing. The branches, it's nobody want to come anymore.
And usually it's the same faces, month in, month out, But it's also getting speakers, it's getting people, professionals, whether it's regarding companies that are selling their products, it's getting them involved as well. I mean, we do Sunday mornings, and that's not for everybody either, but it works best for those who are working, because I have to travel about an hour to my branch meetings, but yet you've got some people who live around the corner who don't go. So it's if you're missing out on a great opportunity. But I do think some of the courses that you put on are great. It means people can upskill themselves, and things that you thought were particularly out of your scope of practice, that you're able to then involve yourself in, which you wouldn't. Even if it's like you say, just watching the webinars of skin cancer that Martin Harvey did, it's not expanding your knowledge without even having to do a course as well.
I use small quotes. Actually, Victor used to use that quote. I don't know whether you know Victor or not. West Midlands School of Cooperative Podiatry Medicine.
No.
Right. He retired from the HCPC. His motto was, learn and earn. The more you learn, the more you earn. Right? So that's the way forward on that. So what our IOCP headquarters is in Southport.
Yeah.
What changes have you recently seen? Because last time I met you there, explain you why you went there and met me, and what you want to be involved now. Explain me your further involvement, further role with the IOCP, how you are getting more entwined in our thinking.
Well, like I say, I was very ignorant, and for 19 years never even went to a meeting. We assume everybody else sorts everything out. Everybody else sort of does the podiatry review and adds their little input and things like that. So we just paid our membership, and as far as I was aware, that was it. So like you said, the minute you start getting involved and you see what actually goes on behind doors, it's actually really exciting. It's exciting going to the branch, the meetings. It's exciting going to the AGMs just to discuss things that are progressing, really. Especially like you say, with the courses, the webinars, the website's always getting continually updated, and I'm enjoying being involved. And then I can, whatever I learn, I can go back to the branch members in the UK North.
So hopefully, what do you think as a mentor? Are we good, Martin, Harvey, myself? Are we good mentor? Because we will one day have to leave this organization where it is. I'm tired of fighting. I've lost everything. I fight.
Well, the idea is, obviously, as you know, Martin asked myself if I would be interested in training to mentor as well at the College of Foot Health, which is something that, I'm really excited about doing. I think that would be great.
Because
so that would be helping the students.
Somebody in future had to take this organization, take the torch from my hand, right? Because my idea is slowly running out. My apathy, my enthusiasm, it's because the more I am getting older, I am becoming bitter. So I don't know. I'll be so bad. I'll bite somebody so badly, right?
Oh,
So,
I think you've got a few years left in you yet, Sumas, don't
oh,
worry.
no, because I dream IOCP, right? IOCP is day in, day out. It has basically taken over my life, right?
Yeah.
It's all IOCP, 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 IOCP. I don't know whether I've got time or not. My daughter, as you probably know, she's studying a podiatry medicine in Matthew Bolton, right? She's her second year, right? She goes, Dad and his IOCP. When he will retire from that? And what
Impossible.
her answer? Sometimes I cannot answer her. Her answer is, my dad gives 110% or 200% for the profession. But what she actually now sneaks to podiatry and all these things I had done to me last couple of years ago. She goes, Dad, I won't take those.
No.
I was just about to use that word. She goes, I won't, Dad. I don't care. But I made sure my daughter does not face what I face with the profession, right? And my daughter is very supportive of me. She goes, Dad, it doesn't matter. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry can say whatever. It's actually backfired themselves because it is them when they look at their mirror. It's their own character because they cannot stand your character. You have a strong character. Keep it up, and with whatever you believe it in. If you believe it something, if you dream of something, you'll get that dream. If you don't have ambition, then there is no dream.
We all need somebody in our camp as well that whatever we're thinking, they will actually say.
I've got to retire, because
no, you're right, Gaynor. He won't retire. We won't let him.
Kind of fighting and so much complaint, and some of those, as I said, it's month of Ramadan. I don't want to go there, and we in COVID-19, all my podiatry colleagues, we should fight for our profession, regardless of whether you share my view or not. I can't please everybody. Neither I will love everyone. It doesn't work like that. Yeah. But profession, we all have to love our profession, regardless of our background.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what organization we belong to. We're all in it because we treat feet. And we need everybody in every capacity, whether it's for surgery, whether it's your general toenail cutting. There's a need for every single tier.
Profession to the level it should be, right? Yeah. I always say this is. I know I am coming under the banner of Institutes of Chiropodists and Podiatrists, but that platform I created here, whichever organization, if you have the hierarchy of the organization, from college, from SMAE, from Alliance, those are the ones coming through my brain.
Yeah, the
British Podiatry Association, right? Podiatry profession. If any hierarchy, and I would love them to be on that platform, and let's see if you have that talent, let's spread that talent. Even one small knowledge, if we can pass, it will wake somebody up, because a lot of things we don't know, right? So you are most welcome. If any hierarchies or anyone who has got talent want to come to the largest platform, hey, it's COVID-19. 32,000 people are dead, and only 11,000 of us, we are brothers and sisters in arm, right?
Yeah.
Forget the past. Let's look for the future. Future is bright. It doesn't matter. Nobody's infringing each other's. If one podiatrist want to do eye operation, let there be. Don't hold them to it, right?
Yeah.
It's their education. It's their platform. If you can do better than them, good luck. If you want to stay where you are, you stay and make that as much as fruitful as you can. But let's have the one voice of the podiatry profession. Let's become more professional than we in any other profession, because we are divided. Divide is not good.
No.
So what do you think on the basis of the private sector? Let's talk about private sector. What made you to go to private sector?
I have worked when I first left school, going back many years ago now, I did actually qualify as a dental nurse, and I wanted to become a dental hygienist. And but I found working for somebody else, I was very limited. I felt quite frustrated actually, and so working for dentists at the time didn't appeal to me. So the furthest I could get away from teeth was feet. So feet became the perfect option for me. Yep. And so I, like I said, qualified 23 years ago at the age of 23, and worked part-time for a chiropodist for 2 years just to gain some experience, just because you need sometimes when you're newly qualified a little bit of a helping hand there, and then I set up my own practice, and I've never looked back.
Okay, so why did you expand then?
So it would have been about 4 years ago now. I became stagnant. I had burnt myself out. I was at maximum capacity.
Sorry,
could not.
Can I just interrupt there?
Yeah.
I forgot. Where is your practice?
It's in East Yorkshire, in Hull, and I'm in a village called Hessel, right near the Humber Bridge.
Okay. Why did you expand then?
So because I go it was August 2016. I'd burnt myself out. I had become stagnant. I couldn't expand my practice. I was working maximum hours, earning money, but literally not able to have a life. It was that work balance was completely.
It's one of my uncles said, nice program.
Yeah.
Actually, we were just live in the afternoon. In the afternoon, I have another Bengali program or Bengali channel called Dirai Tana Group. We have roughly about 50,000-60,000 members, right?
Wow.
So we got, it's chock-a-block that time. So I've got so many followers, unbelievable. Thank you, Mama. Right. So another one said, okay, now my followers are coming. Well done. Little Chaudhary, thank you. This chat is from Manchester. Thank you, bye. Right. This is not the Raitana group, by the way. This is more the Podiatry group, right? Thank you, and thank you for joining. Right. Okay. Your expansion again. We get into
So that's what you do. We become in danger of actually being a victim of our own success, because we get to a point where we literally cannot do anymore.
Another fan of Mars. Best of luck. Thank you. He is from, guess where he's from?
Right. We are now aware that we are a minute to our Thursday night countdown.
Okay. He is from Greece, by the way. Thank you. So we are going to, by the way, to all my colleagues and to all non-colleagues who is watching this program, we're going to do a live. Caroline, explain it.
Yeah, we're going to do it. We have got about, 45 seconds before. I'm sure we'll all hear the outside people cheering as well. So we're doing an NHS clap.
Understand why? Because we got people who doesn't understand why you're going to clap.
So at 8 o'clock, all our healthcare professionals who work within the NHS, who have been helping people through the COVID, we give them a clap every Thursday just to say thank you very much for all the hard work and keeping people safe and alive.
So every one of my colleagues and non-colleagues, when we clap, please can you clap together? Because I want to see my screen shake because of your clap.
Oh, my screen will shake, and I do apologize. It's balanced on my knee.
Okay, then. So we will count to the second.
Right, it's 8 o'clock.
Go 8 o'clock. You tell me when.
We're 8 o'clock. We can do some clapping. There you go. Not sure how long we can clap for like this, but yeah.
That's to all the NHS staff. NHS stand for in United Kingdom, it's called National Health Service. It's the icon of the world. We have the best health system in the world, the icon of the world, National Health Service.
I can actually hear people outside banging pans and clapping, and
thank you everyone who joined. People probably not joining us because they're probably clapping. Right? So we will wait few minutes for the clap is over. Probably they'll join us at the end. Right? So we've talked about a bit about IUCP. We talked about a bit about yourself. We talked about a bit about your regional director's role, a bit about COVID-19. What is your personal future of this? How do you want to see the podiatry profession as a whole to go?
I think that goes back again to everybody working under one umbrella and talking more to each other. There seems to be a great big segregation between chiropody, podiatry, and foot health practitioners. And like I say, at the end of the day, we're all in it for the same reason. We're all in it because we care about feet. I know we'll never. So that's my, and maybe the foot health practitioners being able to upskill them as well, be able to put on courses that they can potentially become healthcare professional registered. So that's how hopefully the future will go, that people will actually unite more together.
Brilliant. And any other you want to touch about? Any other things now? Now I'm not going to ask questions. Now you're going to ask me a question.
Well, we didn't finish off the but why I decided to expand. Yeah. Well, like I say, going back, and a lot of, when we are successful in our business, a lot of people tend to find that. But when we qualify as professionals, healthcare professionals, that's what we sort of think we are. We don't always think of ourselves as business people, but we are the business at the end of the day. And if we become ill, then we have no business. And that's what happened. I burnt myself out, ended up in hospital for 4 days, had to have a few blood transfusions. I was very ill, and literally just because I was so exhausted and nearly lost my life through this illness. And so I had to have a really big think about where my future was going to go. Do I then go part-time, just work from home, maybe do a little bit of mobiling? But that drive in me wouldn't allow that, so I decided to enroll on a few business courses. And that's another thing I do. I help promote and small businesses in Hull as well, and teach them, and that's a different kind of thing altogether. And yeah, so I went from just having myself a part-time beauty therapist and a receptionist 4 years ago to having a team of, there's 14 of us, and we're looking again, like you say, to expand. COVID has put a little bit of a halt on that, but that's all it is. It's just a pause. It's just changing our lives at the moment, and then we can move forward and carry on.
Okay, then
you got more fan club coming through.
Because like as I said, I've got roughly about 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 group.
Yeah,
I probably have roughly about 60 to 70,000 followers throughout the world, right? Because, and then with the institutes grabbing me, but I spent too much time with the institutes.
Yeah,
but I love my profession, as I said. Yeah. Regardless of what people think or what they think about. If they can do better job than me, good luck to them. They can come and do it. but like as I said, I don't know technically COVID-19 put us in such a corner.
It has.
All right, within our profession and as a private practitioner. I don't know. I really don't. Do you have any silver lining?
Sometimes it's made us stop. It's actually all made us stop, pause and rethink and restart. And that's what I'm going to do. So things that maybe we'd got a little bit complacent in the business with, it's a good way of stopping and going, right, okay, how can we improve this? Which direction can we move forward to make it work for all of us? So yeah, I do think it's a good time to actually start looking at even down to how you market it, how you keep in touch with your clients, and how you just run it on a general day-to-day business. So that's what I've been looking into.
Like as I said, my daughter in the second year, she's doing a lot of things through the webcam or through the internet. Her information is getting through their own little groups from the college or university or whatever. But I don't know how they're going to work out because she's going to be, after September, she'll be in the third year.
Right.
But it's very difficult. So how quickly time has gone for her, right? And now every year she want to be that, she want to be this. Every year, first when she started, Dad, I want to be surgeon, right? Podiatric surgeon. I said, fair enough, not a problem. Then this year, Dad, now that bit is dying out. I want to do something else, right? I want to go now sports podiatry. I said, not a problem. By the time you finish, God knows what you're going to be, right? Long as you take that practice over, then I'll be happy. She goes, not a chance.
Well, she's got a very set of skills there, hasn't she, really, that the world would be her oyster.
I know. I said, look, you can take it, Toka, because I always say podiatry is best kept secret profession. It's the profession not many people knows about it. And the scope of practice we have more than any other profession, right? We got independent prescribing right. We got surgical right. We are independent of any other professions, right? You know, we got multi-talent, multi-profession, multi-skills, huge scope. So anything else you want to add or you want to share?
Well, no, I just feel like you say that. I thank you for asking me to come along. I don't know what I've inputted, and I hope I've spoken quite highly of all our members and the profession in general. And yeah, thank you very much, Summers.
Well, for your information, I just on tomorrow in Bangladesh Physical Therapy Organization is inviting me to talk about podiatry medicine, and they got over 200,000 viewers.
Oh.
Right? Tomorrow they invited me. Thank you, sir. Online, he's probably hearing is doctors. By the way, in Bangladesh, everybody is doctor. Whether you physio, pod, God knows.
Everybody.
Dr. Said Shamim has invited me to do a talk about podiatry medicine, the role of podiatrist, tomorrow, 4 o'clock in UK time.
4 o'clock.
He's a physiotherapist. He's well-known physiotherapist. He has his own TV channel.
Fabulous.
So I'm going to be there. I'm proud.
Going back as well.
Somebody has invited me. Normally I invite people. So I'm going to talk about podiatry medicine, and I'm going to spice it up.
Good for you. Right? I must admit, though, going back, another thing as well, Summers, is I've never been in touch more since COVID with branch members and with the board members than ever before. So we're more distant than we've ever been, but we're more bonded than we've ever been, and that's something that I think I would like to carry that on.
Brilliant. Thank you, Mahbul Kalam. Very nice, very, very nice for you to hear us or me or whatever you want to call it. So, but everybody in here, or podiatrist, I would be famous pod in Bangladesh. By the way, Bangladesh is a small country, just bigger probably as United Kingdom. I mean, Northern Ireland and Scotland and Wales. But the population is, I think, 160 million. Most densely populated country on earth. Right. Diabetic capital of the world, right? So it will be good, and they definitely need a podiatrist there. But unfortunately, the medic don't want podiatrists there. They don't give us the license to practice because because the medical profession council the medic thinks if they give us a license, the orthopedics is going to be redundant. Because my colleague, because we, like I said, we are multi-talented. We do surgery, we do everything, right? But one day things may change. Maybe young, dynamic Bengali podiatrist will go in Bangladesh, knock on their head and say, hey, wake up. You need to come in the modern world. This profession needs, your country needs podiatrists, right? So that's anything else you want to ask or anything to wrap up?
So where do you see yourself going in the next few years? What's your direction, Summers?
My direction is to make the IOCP the forefront of professional body. Now I'm wearing but I'm sorry those who doesn't like what I'm saying now. But as a IOCP hat on, I want to make IOCP as the forefront organization. Behind the scene, you watch this. Behind the scene, we have boards already, and we're working in another country in the world. So there will be an international organization coming up. I can't say so much.
No.
And there will be international training coming up. I can't say so much. There will be international liaison with the hierarchies. I can't say so much.
No.
So my future is to put the podiatrist there
Yeah.
beyond any other profession. Then I'll rest my case and
Yep.
I'll.
And
That
how
is-
about the College of Foot Health? Do you feel that's another direction that we can be expanding in? Because I'm obviously looking forward to getting more involved.
I hold my hands up.
Yeah.
I am more for podiatrist. Podiatrist, my blood, my passion. Foot health profession is there. It's a wing of IOCP. I won't interfere with them, but they can run themselves. But for me, I am truly a pod first.
Okay.
Right? But I have nothing against or for the. All I want the FHP to be, they should understand their role.
Yeah.
As long as I am the executive IOCP, if I say anything wrong, they will need to answer it. They got to keep within their scope of practice.
I mean,
under the IOCP, their scope of practice is not a Veruca, not a biomechanic. If we find you doing that, you're prescribing something you shouldn't have, even if you got knowledge, but we don't recognize that knowledge.
I mean, I have obviously 2 health practitioners, a third one training with the College of Foot Health. Hi, Helen. And I've got another lady coming in next year as well. So I'm a great advocate of foot health practitioners. And like I said, I think we all have our place in the industry. And like you said, as long as we know that and we stay within that our scope of practice with that, then there's there's room for everybody.
This is what I say. As long as I am the executive of the IOCP, if I find or if any complaint comes that the FHP, our FHPs, right, they're going beyond the scope of practice, you got something to answer, because it's the podiatrist insurance you are under. Remember that, right? But we will train you, we will educate you. Certain knowledge, you learn it, but you don't practice it because it's not your scope. You learn biomechanic, I have no problem. You learn about Veruca, we have no problem. But you
sometimes the best knowledge, though, and I believe the best knowledge is knowing when to refer.
Yes,
that is sometimes one of the best things that you can actually learn.
I refer to a lot of my colleagues within our profession. I refer the next level for me or my status is my podiatric surgeons. Hat off to them, right? Yes, sometimes I may have a little bit of argument with them, right?
But banter.
That's a banter, right?
Banter,
but I will defend my podiatric surgeon. The word cannot say I will defend them. On the scope of practice, I will defend them, right? Because I know how hard for them, the battle they went. Only problem is sometimes they get blinded themselves when the other one so they need to give it away a bit, right? So, but still, I refer them on, right? Because we got to refer. Another thing before I go, another thing I want to share to all of you, those colleagues of mine, and if any patient who is listening, right? Please remember that we are all a human being, right? We can make mistake. When we make mistake, we should reflect and learn from it. So if any patient or any colleague, right, before you complain about a person, right, and then take that complaint to hierarchies or to the HCPCs or to the managers, first complain to the person. Give that person the chance to answer or to correct it. Because once you take it somewhere further, it destroys them, right? So give that person first the chance to correct it. If you don't get a satisfactory answer or satisfactory outcome, then you take to the next level who is higher than that person, then to the next, then to the regulatory body. For God's sake, give that person, the practitioner, the chance, right? Because one day it will be you as well. If you do that, what will happen to you? Imagine if it was you and you said, yeah, I could have corrected, or I could have actually said sorry, or I could have actually explained that they're thinking wrong, or they probably saw something, but they never realized that. So I could have explained it better. So I always say, before you complain about a person, approach that person first. We are human beings. And you could see that person, or you will have a fantastic explanation, because sometimes you may see something in your eyes is wrong. But when that person explains it, then you realize you are wrong. Am I correct?
You are
Caroline?
correct.
Your
But I don't want
experience?
to tell you you're wrong because yeah, you are correct.
No, isn't it best to approach the
It is,
person?
absolutely. At the end of the day, there's that famous saying, if we please, you tell others, if not, tell us.
Yes.
Because sometimes you've got to have the opportunity to be able to discuss it, correct it, or but yeah.
And you will see, because we are practitioners. For me, right, the more scope of practice I am adding, I am more liable of things, because
Yeah.
things can go wrong. Because high-end scopes, extended scope, things does go wrong. If you inject 5,000 steroids a year, there's something, there will be a casualty there, right? But then we will learn from it. Learn, please. So thank you, Caroline. Thank you for
Oh, you're
coming.
welcome.
Thank you for listening. As I said to all my colleagues or any other professional body, a podiatrist, right, or pediatric surgeon, or pediatric consultant, or pediatric doctors, whatever you want to call it, makes no difference to me, right? Because every country I go, I got fantastic titles, right? You are most welcome. Let's share your knowledge. If you got anything to part with the colleagues, or you want to say something will enhance them or understand them better, the platform is open for you. Just you need to call me or give me email. And thank you as a regional director of IOCP. I hope in future that you will stand for the executive, because we're going to retire sooner or later.
I
So
will
you
do
can
my best.
you can take. And my tip for you would be, keep learning.
Absolutely. Yep. Knowledge is wealth at the end of the day, isn't it?
Wealth is power.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Thank you.
If me or Caroline has said something, not to offense, no individual, not any professional
Hopefully
body,
not.
apologies in advance. We are human beings. Sometimes I get really.
I guess
Thank
sometimes
you.
it's just speaking from our own experience,
Yes,
and that's the best
it's
thing we
our
can
own
do.
experience.
Yeah.
Best thing we can do. If you got anything else, if you got knowledge to share, let's share it. Make this profession, podiatry profession, the best medical profession it can be. We are saving limbs. We are saving lives. And goodbye.
Take care.